Hi, I'm here interviewing three lovely ladies that attended the Dia de la Mujer. We're going to talk about various topics. First thing I want to start about is the workshop that they gave. I'd like each one to introduce themselves, starting with you.
My name is Maria Salinas. And my name is Vanessa Reynolds.
My name is Daisy Cordero.
And one of the things that they've done is they're doing a workshop here at Dia de la Mujer at Michigan State University, and it's giving an idea for women what they should do and opportunities to live out of the house and get a career, get an education, which is a very important topic. Let's touch about that right now with both of you as far as what are the ideals that you think that teenagers should do. What are some of the key points that you were trying to get across?
Well, our goal was mainly to get those high school students interested in school, interested in college. We did provide them statistics about income that they foresee themselves if they attain high school diploma, as opposed to a bachelor's degree, as opposed to a master's degree, and a PhD, and so on. So we want to make sure that they know that they have the choice to go to college and make the right choice for them.
That's great. And then, do you know about the percentage of high school students that are dropping out?
In Michigan, for sure. Do you know that?
I thought they said 33%.
Yeah. Well, in general, the Latino community is the largest high school dropout over African American and Asians, so nationwide. So it is a huge issue, and it's good to get a touch point. And do you think that we're getting to the high school students, or is it still difficult for us to get to them, or find us, and where we're trying to let them know? Or
I actually think that we need to start talking to the students in middle school, elementary school, start telling them about school, about colleges at an early age, especially those students that come from they're first generation students that they don't have their parents that go to college. We need to get to those students at an early age so we can educate them and make them aware of what the opportunities that they have.
very good, very good. And then one other topic I want to talk to, because we were chatting, Daisy. No?
Yes.
Daisy has her mother who's living.
Correct.
And one of the things that, as we're talking about the high school students and the youth and the issues we have as far as getting them to understand about the importance of education at middle school and high school and starting to get them going there, we also have our seniors to take care of. What are some of the things that you see from a culture? Now, where are you from originally?
I'm from Puerto Rico.
Okay. And your mom is from Puerto Rico?
Yes.
So is there a challenge you have? She's living with you versus where in Latin America it's so common that grandma and mom live with us and we continue and they care for the kids. But now, as you guys are here for the workshop, we're talking about women getting the opportunity for careers. How is the balance there when we have mom also staying with us and the kids? And there's a cultural situation there where mom's kind of feeling you should be at home with the kids, like I used to be, and not really outside, and your husband should be doing all this. But there's a lot of single Latina parents too.
I am a single Latina mother, but both my children are married. My mother came to live with me because I did become a single parent, and I had two small children. So the option was I either put them on daycare because I was trying to finish my college degree so I can be gainfully employed and support my small family. She decided to come and take care of the children while I finished college. And that turned into a lifelong pursuit. She's still with me and very understanding. She has never questioned. Daisy, you're going to be going to a conference today, you have a class tomorrow, you're doing this and this the next day. She has always been supportive because she knows how hard it is for Latino women in this country to be all things to everybody, to your children, to your spouse, and to your parents. So in my case, she has been a tremendous positive influence in my life. And now I take care of her like she took care of me when I was younger and when I had the children at home. So it's worked out really, really well. Quite frankly, I don't think I could have done so well without her living with me. It would have been almost impossible.
That's truly a blessing, and I think that's part of our culture. And we're very fortunate to have that in our culture, that we have moms that That, you know, and do you think it's kind of difficult when we get married to someone who doesn't understand that culture of having the mom be around and taking care of kids? Does that cause a little friction with marriage?
Kind of difficult. It's very difficult. Some of the men I've spoken with would say, well, I don't want to be married to your mother. I want to be married to you if we ever take marriage. They don't understand. And these are, I hate to say, they're not Latino men, so they don't understand our culture. And we try to explain it, but it's not the same as they living what we have lived. So, yeah, it is a difficult thing to decide whether if my mother's living with me and I'm to remarry, or do I put my mother out to pasture? Do I put her on the curb? Does she go to, does she go to a nursing home? That's not going to happen. My mother is my mother, and I will be taking care of her until, she's not here anymore.
Right.
So,
we just talked about the points of parents and how supportive they were for you to go to college, and it was what were your experiences. Each of you tell me that, and then tell me if you see a difference depending on the parents being of that educated level and the mindset that education and career is very important versus those that are mostly immigrants and they're just coming in, they really don't have that education level and they're used to working labor work and they might not see that sort of opportunity for their kids. I mean, is there something that you see there? And so tell me about your experience and then what your thoughts are on that.
There are parents out there that they don't know that there's opportunities for their students because they think that it's too expensive, that they're not going to be able to afford it. In my case, that was one of the things that you always have people telling you, oh, you're not going to make it because it's too expensive, your parents don't have money to help you to go to college. Fortunately for me, I was able to get scholarships and aid from the federal government that allowed me to graduate from a university. And for some parents, because they're in a tight situation economically, they just do the same thing for their kids. They just put them to work wherever they are working without allowing them to continue and pursue their education. So we definitely, and we would like to help parents or talk to parents so they can know that there are opportunities out there and that they can opportunities out there for their kids to get a better education so they have better opportunities.
That's great, wonderful.
In my experience, my parents were very supportive of my education. In fact, that's why we're here. We would come from Mexico, and they wanted to give us a better life. And of course, my parents didn't want me or my brothers to work, have minimum wage job. They wanted us to make sure that they gave us a choice to go to college. It was up to us to go to college. Even if they had to pay from their pocket, they were going to support us with 100%. And like Maria, I also applied for scholarships, and thankfully I was able to finish my bachelor's and my master's. And I have 4 siblings, and 3 of the 4 already have at least a bachelor's, and my youngest one, he's currently attending Wayne State University as a sophomore. And what we do tell parents is that to make sure that they help their children, and we have to educate the parents to make sure they know that there is financial aid. That question always comes up, well, how am I going to pay for it? They do not know that there is financial aid. And in our culture, I've seen a lot of parents that they don't want to share specific information when it comes to financial aid. When I know that they see, probably could say more a little bit about that, providing tax information and things like that. So they need to be aware that by doing that, they can help their children attain a college education. And of course, if they don't have to pay anything, better for them as opposed to having a job and making the money for the education.
Right. And given that we're the largest population here in the United States, it's important that our kids are educated. They're our future. So granted that we're all in it together as far as making this happen. Thanks for your time, ladies. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.